From the studios of GNN, it's time for an Anchorman 2 update with Alex Zane.
Hello and welcome to the set of one of cinema's most anticipated sequels. Back in 2004, a mustachioed legend appeared on cinema screens by the name of Ron Burgundy. Anchorman became an instant cult classic, and now, nearly 10 years later, I'm here to find out how the legend continues.
Welcome to GNN, the Global News Network.
Tell us about the new head honcho.
Linda Jackson is a winner.
Linda Jackson, how are you, my friend?
This is Linda.
Oh, black. Black.
Ron's.
Black.
Anchorman 2 is the most important film in cinema history.
Look at him. He's a prince.
He's not that great.
What'd you say? He said you're not that great!
Frick.
Anchorman 2 is the second of 10.
We're doing 10?
Yeah.
Anchorman 2 is irresponsible.
I've been shooting a lot of them myself.
Is it good?
Oh, they've got a real handmade quality.
This just feels right! Anchorman 2 is coming in theaters this Christmas.
Anchorman 2 is something that will probably upset elderly members of the community.
Anchorman 2 is hilarious.
Is filmed in color.
Am I right?
Anchorman 2 is...
Can I just say this? If you don't love Anchorman 2, you are an idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Anchorman, it was kind of this unique thing that just sat up on the shelf and grew in popularity.
Cannonball!
We knew it was funny when we were making the first one. I mean, we were laughing every day, and it was our sense of humor, and it was the first movie we got to do, so we were very excited to do that style of comedy.
It is Anchorman, not Anchor Lady, and that is a scientific fact.
We didn't know what we were doing yet, but it was so much fun to just watch everyone do their thing. You know, Steve Carell, who I'd never met or really seen in anything, was just someone that we would all go down to the set to watch because his improv ability is insane.
I don't know what we're yelling about! It's terrible! She has beautiful eyes and her hair smells like cinnamon! Mm-hmm.
The three of us would walk away at the end of each day thinking, wow. Or we'd call our wives and say, everyone in this movie is so much better than me.
I love desk. Brick, are you just looking at things in the office and saying that you love them?
Everyone is so funny, and I just want to kind of try to keep up. I love Lamp. I love Lamp.
It was reassuring that everybody was having the same crisis, like, oh,
The same conversation.
honey, they're all so good, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. My favorite scene in Anchorman 1 is when they're all sitting around eating lunch on the news set, and Ron Burgundy starts describing how he and Veronica are going to get married on a mountaintop.
And there's going to be flutes playing, and we will dance till the sun rises. And then our children will form a family band, and we will tour the countryside, and you won't be invited.
I don't know what it is about that scene. It makes me laugh every time.
For me, the funniest scene in the movie is when Will's in the telephone booth and he's like, I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Ron, where are you?
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
We had no idea if people would relate to it or not. I mean, all we can really do is do the stuff that makes us laugh.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
It wasn't until really like 2 years after the movie came out that we started realizing, oh my God, this thing is getting bigger.
It was something that we kept tracking and kind of giggling about, that this thing is really becoming kind of a phenomenon.
Good one.
And I remember it was a Halloween where I was driving around with my wife and we saw 7 or 8 people dressed as Ron Burgundy. I was like, this is very strange. Like, I was seeing more Ron Burgundys than skeletons. And that was the first time it hit me personally that something was going on.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I think it kind of, in the best possible way, wore us down to where we thought, why not? Let's have some fun. And you know, what better character to revisit than Ron Burgundy and bring the guys back, and here we are.
We're starting a 24-hour news channel, and we want you.
Local news is going worldwide.
I swear I'll be #1 again.
Let's talk a little bit about your character and how he fits in. I know you can only tell me so much, but whatever you can tell me, I'd love to know.
Well, my guy is Freddie Schaap, and Freddie is a producer who sees real talent. And since we're starting this new venture, I need some anchors. So I go all around the country, and I go to San Diego, and I find Ron Burgundy and convince him to come to New York.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You mean news going 24 hours around the clock? A channel that's never off, in other words.
Yeah, just 24 hours. It's a...
No offense, but you are stupid.
I assure you, we are 100% for real.
It's very different from anything I've ever worked on before. Just having the director, Adam McKay, get on a microphone and just yell lines at you, a lot of actors would find that very disconcerting, but it works like a charm. And then, of course, I'm surrounded by comic geniuses everywhere I look in a scene, so that works pretty good.
This is your first week's salary. What do you say, Ron?
I'll take the job. I'm gonna do what God put Ron Burgundy on this earth to do. Have salon-quality hair and read the news.
What's great is that people for 10 years have been aching for this sequel, so you can see it. I mean, whenever anybody talks to you, it's like, you're in Anchorman too! You know, it's so exciting.
There's Curtis Nightfish from Houston.
Oh, Curtis Nightfish. They don't get any better than that.
And there's Diane Yahweh from Carson City.
She's my aunt. And the best in the biz, Jack Lime.
Oh my God. He's absolutely magnificent.
First of all, considering it's a costume, you were pulling that suit off rather well. You look good, man.
I was going to tell you there wasn't a costume, but yeah. It'd be hard to believe.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. He's a suave dude.
I bet his poop smells like sandalwood.
It seems like a really good day to meet you because I've been watching the scene unfold out there, and it's a funny scene. Tell us a bit about Jack Lime.
Well, Jack is he's the nemesis to Mr. Burgundy this time around. So he's a younger, more successful, more internationally recognized.
Can I help you, guy?
What do you mean?
Well, you're staring at me, hotshot. Do you want my autograph?
No, he was just explaining who you were, and I was looking at you.
Oh, man, hoorah.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
I actually auditioned for the first movie, so I got pretty far. I didn't get the job, obviously, but for Paul Rudd's role.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think they auditioned me for Carell's role, and so I was like a utility guy they were trying to find a spot for. so that didn't come around, but I think 9 years later, I guess they're watching old tapes. So I got a spot in this one, which is nice.
Is there a problem?
No problem. It's a great role, and to play opposite Will is fun, and you gotta be ready for it. McKay throws out a bunch of great lines for you, but you gotta. We do a couple as scripted, and then do a couple of takes, not as scripted, and you got to be able to hang with him.
Hey, Chief, what's feeding time for that mustache of yours?
Rick, get back over here.
What the hell's wrong with him? The people that I talk to, I can't think of another film that more people are looking forward to. I don't know why it's taken 9 years to make the sequel, but it's a good thing we're doing it, and people are excited about it and jazzed about it, and you just don't want to be the one to screw it up.
Yeah. Well, that is it for part 1, but join me in part 2 when I will be sitting down with Will Ferrell himself to find out exactly what it feels like to be back. See you in a bit. Who put a question mark on the auto cue?
Too much of the news is about what's wrong with America. Well, tonight,
Our top story is what's right with America.
Hello and welcome back to our behind-the-scenes look at one of the most anticipated comedy sequels of all time, Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. I'm here on set to speak to the cast themselves and find out exactly what it feels like to be back together at last.
Action. Let's watch 50 home runs in a row. Whammy!
How does it feel to have put on the Stetson and loosened up, I guess, the vocal cords for another round of whammies?
It feels great. We shot, as you know, a teaser trailer last year around this time. So that was fun to have everybody together again and put the clothes on. Then you know it's real. It's going to happen.
So tell me how it felt then when it finally got greenlit, when it was finally definitely happening. Did you get a call? Did you get an email? How did it happen?
Yeah, I got a call from my agent, and I have the same agent as Will. And so that's who had told me. So I had a whisper that there might be some good news coming, even up to shooting the teaser. You're like, well, really? Then you shoot that, and then after it gets in the movie theaters, like, okay, no turning back.
What was it like then when you step back onto the set and you've got Ron Burgundy, Britt Tamland, Brian Fantana there, you're back together again?
Yeah, I will say it's beyond wonderful. It's hard to describe how great it is.
You never did have much of a bedside manner, did you, champ?
Ron Burgundy! Get over here!
Oh, God, I have longed for you. It's crazy good.
Because the way you guys shoot as well, I was watching some, it's so exciting that every scene, it's just a completely unique take on the situation.
Yes, so imagine coming to work and doing that every day. And what's the work? Coming to play every day. It's crazy, and I'm an adult. I mean, age-wise.
Good to see you, buddy.
I mean, I've missed you. Let me take you in.
Let's break the huddle here. What do you say, huh?
Who makes you laugh the most out of the other cast members? Because I imagine it's a bit of a competition to see who can actually break the other people, am I right?
Well, everyone makes me laugh, but who makes me laugh the most? Well, Adam McKay, because he'll just say stuff you can't believe. Because everything's so funny anyway, but then Adam will come up with 3 more lines on top of this line that are even funnier, that you just like, how did that happen? How did it happen? But what will catch me the most is I'll know a line that's coming from Will's character, Ron, and then he'll say it in a way that I did not expect. And then you're just like, come on! I'll just have to do this, because this is a good cover. Because you can't see if I'm laughing. This is my acting choice.
You know what would make this already great day really super? What? Perms on me. Yay!
It's lovely to be here on the set of Anchorman. The Legend Continues. How does it feel for you guys being here, Paul?
It's great. It's super fun. It's kind of surreal. Like even though we've been shooting now for a few weeks, I feel like the novelty of it hasn't quite worn off on me. I still can't believe that, I get to wear crazy clothes like this that look so much like, the first one. And I see these guys playing these parts, and it's super fun.
Brian, I read somewhere, and tell me if this is true, that some of the silicone breast implants were filled with taco meat.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, I just haven't watched you shooting a scene now. It looks like so much fun. I mean, compared to shooting any other movie, this is kind of a unique experience, would you say?
Definitely. Well, yeah, Will and Adam wrote it, so they really have ownership over, over the movie and the themes and the tone of the whole thing. And Adam, especially when he sits, the art director, Adam McKay, he'll sit back behind the monitor and he'll just throw in whatever comes to his mind to kind of keep the scenes moving along and changing.
Brick, it's all right.
What is he doing?
I think he's afraid of you.
But why is he on the floor?
It looks really funny, Steve, when you just kind of peek up like that. It looks great.
I think he's just fearful you raised your voice, and now he's afraid of you.
I think it really builds on the insanity of the first one, and still has some, some
levels to it that are surprising.
Hey, Ron, who's driving? It's okay. It's on cruise control.
Why do you have this bag of bowling balls in this terrarium filled with scorpions?
It's a crazy story.
Cruise control just regulates speed. It doesn't steer.
He says we're all gonna die!
That is gonna make one hell of a story.
Although we should start telling people that it's not so good.
Well,
We
by the way-
should really set the bar low so then people are surprised.
We're
when
only
they see it.
halfway through filming it. Look, let's be honest. This whole thing could crash and burn.
That's for sure.
We all loved Brick.
Sweet Brick.
I'm told the next speaker was very close to him.
Why? Why did you take it from us?
Brick, you're not dead.
I'm alive.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm alive!
He's so different to everything else you've ever played. He must just be a joy to just be the guy who has sort of that one line at the end of a scene.
Yeah.
That just sort of like, I just saw it then, she has shiny buttons. That was great.
Well, thank you. I just came up with it, and I guarantee you it won't be in the movie. Where's my map? But all the characters are that way too. And what I like about Brick, what I like about Brian, all of them, is that there really aren't any boundaries. You know, there is what you saw in the first one, but we have license to try anything.
Johnny, no!
I would say 90% of it was not on the page, just stuff that happened in the moment. And I hope, and I know people will get to see all of those parts that don't end up in the movie too, and there are a lot of them.
Korean soldiers were fired upon in the DMZ!
Oh, I am so sorry. Someone put the story in all capital letters, and I thought I was supposed to yell it.
Mr. Will Ferrell, it is absolutely lovely to see you again.
Good to see you again, too.
How's things?
Things is good. Things are good.
Yeah?
Yeah, things are good.
That's,
We're here in the luxurious news office of the Channel 4 news team. They're not the Channel 4 news team anymore, but
No.
this is our office. Here we are.
And let's talk about you personally and how it felt to put on the mustache and get back into who is Ron Burgundy.
You know it's real, by the way, right?
Is it? I don't.
Don't touch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, too long? Was I doing it too long?
No,
Oh.
not long enough.
That is.
Oh, that relaxes me.
That's amazing.
That literally. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to
I could go to sleep right
I
now.
don't want that to happen. I'll stop.
No, it's real.
Okay.
It's the only real mustache that everyone thinks
But
is
you-
fake.
You've grown it.
I
though.
grew. Yeah, I grew it out and got back in these clothes and was ready to go. We're finally making this movie.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean, finally
Yeah.
making it, because obviously, I mean, after the first movie, there has been fans have been clamoring for the sequel.
It's been amazing how the first film, came out and then is just kind of like a fine wine, sat on the shelf and yet has grown in popularity.
Wow, right on the lens.
I'm sorry, sweetie, you're the best. Quick kiss.
So what had to be in place for you to be doing this movie? Was it the script? Was it getting everyone together? Was it just a mood that you had where you just went, I'm now ready?
No. Well, we just kind of, Adam McKay and myself kind of started talking about if we were going to do a sequel of any of the movies we've done, have done, this would be the one. And kind of put out feelers to the rest of the cast, and everyone had been bombarded with the same amount of attention, like, are you ever going to make a sequel to that movie? And so, everyone was completely game, and we just started writing the script, and here we are.
We just done went and brought it, and you can't handle it, little mama.
Ron, no! Being back on the set of an Anchorman movie with the likes of Champ and Brian Fantana and Brick Tamlin.
Yeah, it's a great amount of fun, except for Champ. Yeah, yeah, he's the one guy, David Koechner, who no one really gets along with, and what can you do? 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
That's not.
That's 75%.
It's a good ratio.
It's a really good ratio.
It is.
But we are it's literally as if time has stopped and we're back working on the first movie, and everyone's kind of gotten better in terms of, you know, improvisational skills. And then, of course, when you're working with Adam McKay and he's just, you know, yelling lines, writing on his feet and giving you lines, it's incredible.
Because I think that's the amazing thing about the way you're shooting this movie.
Yeah.
I just watched a scene going on now, and exactly that happened.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like every take, it was different.
Yeah, yeah, and that's it's such a bonus. It's an extra pass, you know, in the writing process. And when we're done with these scenes, we'll have 10 different ways to do them, and it's a real benefit in the edit room.
And it must
I like to talk about the edit room a lot.
Do you spend a lot of time in the edit room?
No, I don't.
Ed, we sure could use a producer at a 24-hour news station.
Sorry, guys, I guess you didn't hear. I retired about a year ago.
Oh, I see.
I'd love to join you guys.
Well, if you happen to become available, give us a call. We are in desperate need of a producer.
I'd love to join you. I'm a producer and I've got nothing going on.
All right, news team, saddle up.
So, tell me. I mean,
Yes.
I've interviewed you before.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm interviewing you now.
Yes.
And what I
This
love,
is happening.
This is real.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is
This
real
isn't-
life.
Yes. Yeah.
We're doing this
Yes,
dance.
yes.
I'd love to know if Ron Burgundy could give a man like me, a presenter, any tips to improve their style, perhaps add a bit of flair to their...
Well, you know, it's tough. I mean, you've got a lot of flair going on.
You're very kind.
Look, that is a pocket square. It's fake, though, isn't it? It's not even... That's not real at all.
No.
Yeah.
No, it just came.
It just came with it sewed in.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's huge. We just found that out. We just found that out. Yeah.
Fine, yeah. Yeah.
I think, you know what? Look at Ron Burgundy's hair. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that volume.
It's amazing.
I would put a part in that. Have you tried parting your hair?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Just...
It's tough. That's a tough thing to manage, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
it's not easy. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
humidity,
Right,
actually,
does horrible things.
Awful, no.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't believe how long it takes me to make it look like I just got
just
out of
okay.
bed. You know? Yeah. So, fix the pocket square.
Right, fix the pocket square.
If
maybe shave the wispy beard.
Okay.
And let this grow in a little more.
Yep. You're trying to turn me into you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. That's smart.
Well, isn't that what you asked me?
Yeah, kind of.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is what I asked you.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Will Ferrell's last shot in the movie.
Will Ferrell, as always, it's a pleasure.
Oh my
talking
gosh,
to
thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So there you have it, Anchorman. The legend continues, looks set to have more comedic diversity than an old wooden ship. So prepare yourselves for another classic from Ferrell & Co. And sadly, that is all we have time for. This is Alex Zane signing off and reminding you, stay classy, Sky Movies.
Never could believe the things you do to me.
You don't do any of the research? You basically walk around like you're king of the world.
I don't know about that.
And you know what?
What? Get out of my house, man! Get out!
All this sexy talk.
Meow.